What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 1894. I'm Dara. I have Joe here today for the review of the Brugge game. We slapped them. Let's get into it. Right, so like I said, we're at the slapping Brugge 5-1. Should have been about 10, realistically. Everyone played great. Everyone played really, really well. But before we hark on about it, Joe, give you a little 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to give your thoughts on that.
30 seconds. It should have been more. I think we had a 4.98 XG at the end of the game. That was, of course, with a penalty. We had 2 goals disallowed in the first half as well. Genuinely should have been at least 8. We absolutely destroyed them. It was surprisingly comfortable considering they got a point against Paris and they beat Leipzig. But no, it puts us in a good position. We're top of the group as it stands right now, but Paris are going to play literally on the same day. So depending on that result, we could find ourselves second. But you know, all's being well, we'll play Brugge again in our next game, and if we win that, then we should be good from there on.
Look, if we do that to them in their home stadium, we're going to do it to them in the away stadium. Paris are about to kick off. Had it on there on the telly. They're about to kick off, so we're going to see where the lie of the land is after that game. But, you know, it should be comfortable easy. It should be smooth sailing from then on in. I don't think anyone was really cautious about the Paris match after it happened, because we're all like, look, it wasn't our full team. It wasn't to be wary over. But look, it gave a lot of it gave time to rest some players, and it gave time to bring on some players. One of those players I want to talk about is Cole Palmer. He is fucking unbelievable, right? I said it as soon as he came on, right? I said, put a 10 on him for any time Cole scorer. Joe, how many minutes was he on before he scored?
I want to say about 10.
Yeah, about 10 minutes, right? Sterling, who we'll get on to. Sterling picks up the ball, runs up the left line, cuts it back. I think he's in from ours, but it doesn't matter. Palmer takes a touch on his right foot, puts it onto his left, and just curls it in. Mignolet had absolutely no chance. And look, he's gone straight to the top. He's just unbelievable. Like this is like not like this kid hasn't got a ceiling the way I'm looking at it at the minute. He's just been so good. And I can't wait for him to get into the force. I think, Joe, you were saying you'd like the same for West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham in the Carabao Cup in a couple of weeks. I think that's the most likely we'll see him for at least a longer period of time. We saw him today because we were so far clear in the game and so dominant, and you know, we got rewarded with it because he came on and he got a goal. It was just really, really good. I mean, like you said, he's got no ceiling at the moment. If he sticks around, he could see a similar path like Phil Foden's done, where he eventually gets himself in and around the first team, you know, on a more permanent basis. And I think he will stick around because he's getting minutes. He's always on the bench for league games, regardless of whether he comes on. And we knew he'd be here with the squad today because when I think it was the under-21s or the under-19s, whatever, were playing Brugge in their version of the Champions League, he wasn't in the squad for them. So you just knew he was going to be involved in some part. And, you know, I'm glad we were so clear when we were, because, you know, if we're not that far clear, we might be bringing him on in, you know, 75th, 80th minute. He might only get 10 minutes. So I'm glad he got some minutes. And of course, the goal was a great finish.
Look, it's the kind of finish that you want to have. If you need someone to come on, you know he has it in him to score. But talk about the man who assisted Raheem Sterling, right? Now, I know both of us, I'm giving him an awful amount of stick, right? And he didn't score today. He probably missed 3 or 4 good chances. But it does. When we looked at that Liverpool game, we saw him go through and go. We saw him stall. And we were like, he is losing. He's lost all confidence, right? Him going through, and I think Pep said it to him. Pep, when he was coming on, Pep just went like that to him, kept saying that, right? He said he was certain, he was going through, right? That's what he needs. He needs his confidence built back up. It's good that we're seeing him take those 4 chances, at least, especially in a game like that where you're winning by 4 goals. If he's taking those chances, or at least he's gone for those chances, he's not stalling and trying to square it across, he's going for the chances. It's only going to come to him eventually, you know what I mean? He can't just keep up that kind of form. And I said it on Twitter, I think Joe agrees with me. It's good that he's taking the shots, that he's getting his confidence back, because it's starting to show shades of what he was and what he can be.
Yeah, I mean, I will say now I do think he was taking enough shots, because at the time I think we were 3 or 4 goals up. So that obviously does help to know you've got a cushion. You can, you know, take on shots. But, you know, all credit to him. He got an assist I think he only was on for 25 minutes. He got an assist. Again, he probably should have scored if we're being really, really critical.
I scored 2 or 3 at the stage, Joe, to be honest with you.
But you know, I was just happy to see him, you know, running at people. He was actually trying to take defenders on at times. He was more towards the left because of the system was just really, really fluid. You didn't know who was where at what times, and he was on the left quite a lot. And it was just, you know, There was that one that almost went in. Mignolet, it managed to hit his foot when it went through his legs, which was really, really unlucky. But, you know, just good to see him just start taking on players and taking on shots again.
Yeah, now you mentioned the system there. The system was flawless today. I thought he really did get it right. You knew the type of football that Belgian Brugge were going to play. You know, they were very rough and tumble. I was surprised by how rough and tumble they were. They could have had about 8 players on yellow cards with the tackles that were going in. But it doesn't matter anyway. The system was just so perfect. They couldn't stop it. And there were a couple of players, Grealish, who are anonymous. But it doesn't make a difference. Grealish probably could have scored, probably should have scored. Wasn't really that much in it as a foul, but yeah, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, still won by 4 goals. There's nothing you can complain about. And look, we've mentioned some of the subs. I'm going to get into the starting player ratings right now. Right, so getting into the player ratings now to start off with, we have Edison at a 7. Cancelo at a 7, which you might think is a bit weird, but he was spun like a Beyblade for that goal. He was awful for that goal. And even in the second half, he's given away a lot of passes, he was giving away a lot of passes, giving away the ball a lot. But he still scored the goal. It was a great finish. It was a great ball by Foden. Then, next, we have Laporte, Diaz, both an 8. Nothing you can say about it. They were just solid. The goal was neither. The false thing, Laporte was actually gone off at that stage. Their passing, I think Simon Bajowski referred to it as a pingdemic. It was just great. It was going around here, there, and everywhere. Then Walker, another goal scoring right back, as he slotted one away with great precision. He could have had another one as well. He tried to square into the Gundogan. But before we go on the midfield, Joe, what you make the ratings all good?
There was a couple of saves from Edison that he had to make that he did well. Yeah, obviously disappointing that he doesn't get a clean sheet, but ultimately not tested really too much. Obviously, they came at us in the second half because they had to, but I mean, it's part and parcel of the game. Cancelo, good goal, good first touch, control on the chest. But in that second half, it was almost like he was of the mindset of, yeah, we've won. And there was a few sloppy passes, controls. Again, he got spun. He just got turned for that goal. Laporte, Diaz, both 8s. Laporte was off. It was Ake who was on when we scored the goal. I know it comes as a shock. He actually was pretty decent when he came on overall. But yeah, Diaz as well. The defence really didn't have too much to do. I think that shows with the fact that, yeah, we conceded 1, but they took their best chance that they probably got. And Walker, again, he scored. He got his complimentary goal for the season. He usually scores 1 somehow. And, you know, I think...
Toward the yard pile drivers.
Yeah.
Not this time, mate. Finish of the season. Best finisher at the club. But now, getting into another man we've given stick to. Well, I've given stick to. I don't know about you. I've given stick to. Rodri. He's at it again. He's back playing his forward passes. He's back creating chances. He's back scoring goals that get disallowed. He was brilliant today. I was actually nearly leaning towards a 10, to be dead honest with you. He was brilliant. I think he came off just after the Palmer goal, Joe?
Yeah, he came off around 70 minutes.
Yeah, and he ran it again. Like, he was breaking stuff down. He was passing. Oh, some of the passes he made are brilliant. He was unplayable. And look, that's what's going to happen. Like, when you're learning from the likes of Fernandinho, you're going to come into it eventually. But now, he's adding... I never realised, right, because I always said that his passing sideways and backwards would have been a crippler. But since he started passing it forward, he's like a new player. Like, he's creating those chances. The progressive balls are brilliant. He doesn't bring it forward much, just pass it forward. And that's what I'm asking him. That's what he's doing. He's been great. Then, in front of him, were De Bruyne and Bernardo, both on 8s. Both fairly serviceable. You know, De Bruyne got a great assist. But Bernardo... It was weird because most of the good stuff he did tonight came from the right flank when he'd be cutting in, trying to bring it into the box. But again, there wasn't much looking at that because Rodri and Foden in particular were both the 2 energetic things. And Bernardo came off after 65 minutes, probably a bit earlier actually. He came off just to catch a breath, I suppose. Probably said to be playing against Brighton. But before we go on front line, Joe, the reins.
I mean, Rodri again, it's just, you know, he played 70 minutes. His passing was really, really good, especially going forward. He took a few more risks and it paid off. And Fernandinho comes on with 20 minutes to go and gets himself an assist as well. So it's weird to see, you know, Sixers get assists. They normally don't put up high numbers, but Rodri was really good yet again. De Bruyne and Bernardo, they both played 60, 65 minutes. So, you know, they didn't play the whole game. Right decision as well. I always go on about Pep and his substitutions and normally being either the wrong ones or the wrong time or not using them all. But he got them right today. He got him right today to take off them two players, knowing you've got Brian at the weekend to bring on. I think Gundogan was one of the players who came on. Right decision for me. And again, fairly decent games. De Bruyne looking even better now. We said that you have to play him into form. He was pretty poor against Liverpool for the most part, got a goal. He was decent against Burnley, he got the goal. He was better today, even better than he was against Burnley today, and he got an assist. So I think it's, he's coming into his own now.
No, you're dead right. He'd be one of those players we'd have to play him into form. It wouldn't be anyone else. It's just him. You have to keep playing him, whether he's coming back. I know he came back from an injury. It's even been playing on an injury. You have to get him into form, and it's coming in just at the right time, I suppose, with the month we have ahead of us. Then, front line, Grealish. It was a bit anonymous. We only gave him a 7 because he probably should have had a goal. So we gave him a European referee tax, and we gave him a 7. Pretty anonymous, really. There's not much we can really say about him. It's just very anonymous. He could have squared the Palmer to get a second goal. Didn't happen. But look, again, it's still he has to adapt to the European referees. They're not going to give him every foul. He should probably be squaring it a bit more. Trying to take on defenders as well when he knows they're not going to lunge in, because in the Premier League they do lunge in a lot more. The Europeans, they sit back. People in European competitions, they sit back. They kind of let you just go onto them. And he was expecting someone just dive in them. But look, he'll adapt to that sooner rather than later. And then the other two up front, Foden and Mahrez both getting noise. Foden was fucking superb. I have him there as man of the match. I had him as a 10, but then we realised he played us 65 minutes, so we bumped him down to a 9. But he was great. He really was great. He was pinging passes. I'm not going to finish that. He was pinging passes. He got the assist for Cancelo. It was unbelievable. I think Joe told me it was something like how he was doing for England. And Mahrez again won the penalty, scored the penalty, somehow stayed on side for that second goal, gave me the eyes and started home. There's nothing I can say about them, but Joe, go on, before we wrap it up, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, European referee tax. The refs were just, again, I think you said it on the stream, they didn't do any massive errors, but, it's just sort of all around, just no one knew what was happening half the time, but he was slightly below par today. He started bright. He almost won a penalty. I don't know how that wasn't given as just a foul. It was outside the box, but I don't know how that wasn't given. He lobbed it over Mignolet, was disallowed because of a very, very, very soft arm in the back, where the defender goes over and he gets, basically the benefit of the doubt, gets the foul. But I mean, yeah, he should really be squaring that to Palmer, really. He shouldn't really be shooting. But I guess we were clear by 3 goals. I think that was just after they pulled a goal back. Foden, again, I was saying he shouldn't get a 10 because he only played 65 minutes. I think the only way you get a 10 is if you score like a hat trick, you are genuinely head and shoulders above the rest of the players, or you play the whole game. If you play 65 minutes, it's incredibly difficult. But he was, now looking back on it, I think he was the best player on the pitch. He was, right, left, centre. He was the furthest man forward. He did have a rough challenge. I think the substitution could have potentially been precautionary as well. But again, substitutions were right. And then Mahrez, of course, great penalty. Something that we never really say, but great penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way, bottom corner, great finish. And, I think with Jesus not being able to play the Burnley game and not playing this one, he's got someone to look out for now, because Mahrez had a good game again today, so he's got to watch himself if he wants to stay in the team.
Yeah, that's right. Look, Jesus has been in good form though. I think he'll start against Brighton. He'll show it again. But look, there's our thoughts on the game. I think we've talked enough about it now where we can just say it was a nice win. We can do them again at home, and no one has to worry about the Champions League anymore. We'll get through Andy as well. So leave a like. Share it around, getting 500 soon enough. You know the drill already, you watch it. Share it around, Twitter, like, comment your player ratings, let us know what you think, and we'll see you for Brighton.